I call this public hearing to order. Recording of the roll, please.
All present?
And I'm opening the public hearing to hear comment on the proposed community development block grant revolving loan fund application for Jackwood Public Products through Northern Initiatives as reviewed and approved by the Regional Fund Approval Committee.
Right. So Dale Quick is here from Northern Initiatives to give you guys descriptions of the two public hearings as well as the resolution that's on your docket tonight. So I'll let Dale go ahead and take it over.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Good evening. Some new faces, but yes, as you know, I'm your representative here in Ironwood for the revolving loan fund as it's called. We have a candidate, which is Jackwood Products. He's looking to borrow somewhere in the amount of $59,000 against the fund. This year has been a great success with Northern Initiatives and the community loaning out these funds. This will be the second loan. This fund being proposed is a working capital loan, as you know. It's posted information. Just simply
No one's ever accused me of that. Okay, so it's a working capital loan. This year will obviously create jobs in your community. There will be a minimum of 2 jobs. With those 2 jobs, we expect that both of them will create low and moderate income. We'll work with low and moderate income individuals, hiring them from that income category. So this program is very similar, if you're not familiar with it, to other revolving loan funds that were sponsored for pipeline needs that were situated down to the states 20 some years ago, and different other communities in your area. And so, typically the way this works when I come up here and meet in front of communities, I will kind of break this into 2 parts. What I'll do is I'll say, if you have any questions about the action program itself, I'd like to keep that separate from the public hearing, okay? And the reason for that is that we do have to take notes, and those have to be submitted to the state. And that can sometimes slow things up, and we'd like to expedite things as quickly as possible. So if someone just has general questions, I'd be more than happy to answer those questions. When we get into the public hearing aspect of it, where it's, any comments regarding Jackwood, then at that point, if there's questions, great. If not, hopefully we've answered those regarding the program prior to that. So, I guess if you've read the Part 1 application that's been submitted, and it's time, I work through Tom and his department through the state to perfect that and send it off to the state. So, I guess at this point, if anybody, I don't need to overstep the bounds of how to conduct your hearings, but does that sound okay? Okay, so if anybody has any questions in general about the program, I'm here to answer those, or if later they'd like to discuss, I can hang around as well.
I'm assuming by the time we get to this point in your process, you've vetted every aspect of this application and you've been working on it.
Now, when you say application, I'm going to say this in general, and just the process as a whole, because like I said, I want to keep this separate. So we give Jackwood a public hearing due process on.
Well, it is related to Jackwood's though.
Right, but just any particular, so any particular loan that comes through, yes, I am a banker by trade, and I'm a recovering banker, sorry. And for us, we look at it from top. We look at it from a collateral standpoint, credit score, debt service coverage. We look at industry analysis. We pull together all the resources we have, no different than a traditional financial institution would on evaluating credits. So we are, we're really cognizant of what we're looking at, and we want to make sure that we're using your funds and our funds in the best way possible, and expectations that the loans be paid back. So we're not out there just making loans to make loans.
Any other questions from the commission? Any other questions?
Regarding the process?
Yes, from the public.
The hearing, if anybody wanted to comment on the Jackwood project. Like I said, I wanted to separate. If anyone had questions regarding the revolving loan fund program, and then I would answer those, but secondly, there would be the public hearing just for Jack. So that's where we kind of asked if there is, there are none, and so no.
So are there any questions on the Jackford portion of the program? None. Okay. So, closing the public hearing, the first one. And now I'd like to call the second public hearing to order. And open that hearing to hear comments and receive a final report on the completion of the Burton Industries Community Development Block Grant through Northern Initiatives Revolving Loan Fund Program.
Okay, so this public hearing is kind of new. The state just started this month, 6 months ago. And what this is kind of a follow-up to the program. So what the particular programs have is they have 2 years to success the program. And what you need to do is you need to create the preset number, you need to hire the preset number of jobs that was set forth in the project. So Burton was set forth with a job number of 5. That means that 3 individuals from the low to moderate income bracket need to be hired. And they did that. They did that in short order. They did that in less than 6 months. However, that took place back in December of 2015. The state went through a transition period, and then they changed a few things, and just now they're getting caught up on the paperwork. So they asked us to hold this program here and see if the public had any comment, or moreover, for me to just say that the program was a success. Just more feedback, just to show that the dollars being spent truly went for the intended purpose and created jobs, and it worked well.
So does this mean that this hearing is to establish, by closeout, we mean that they have fulfilled their obligations that were built into the loan agreement?
One of 2, and that would be the job creation criteria.
Right.
However, paying back the loan, that's still in progress.
Exactly.
Yes.
That was part 2.
Okay.
Any other questions? Any other public comments on this hearing? Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Close this public hearing. And I'd like to call regular meeting to order.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Recording of the roll.
All present?
I receive approval of the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Clark and seconded by Commissioner Towers to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Corcoran?
Yes.
Milgram?
Yes.
Seymour?
Yes.
Sauer?
Yes.
Gordon?
Yes. And the approval of the agenda, any amendments?
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Towers, seconded by Commissioner Milburn to approve the agenda as presented. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item E, any citizens wishing to address the commission on items on the agenda? None. Moving on to item F, citizens wishing to address the commission on items not on the agenda.
Not on the agenda.
Not on the agenda. Please approach. Please state your name and address. And you can remove the microphone if you like.
Yeah, I'm Gene Henning, 342 South Marquette Street. I want to address the ongoing problem at 150 East, come on, Brady, Southland Avenue. I own the property just to the west of it, 148. This house has no utilities whatsoever. There's people continuing to go in there all hours of the night. If you want proof, I can bring it in at your next meeting. I've got plenty of pictures. They're there with cars that are illegally registered. I called the police, they said there's nothing we can do about it unless we catch them on the street. That's not true. The city has an ordinance. All vehicles must be registered and insured on the property. They have every right to knock on that door and give them a warning. They have not done it. These people, they're going in with backpacks in the middle of the night. I think we all know what's going on. You people, as the board running this city, you may not be legally culpable for this, but morally you are. What is going to happen when it's your children that get hooked on drugs? Overdose, they end up in jail. Are you going to say, oh, I should have done something sooner? I think the time is to act now. I just got a phone call from Tom Telepay. He owns a house just to the east of 150. There's an extension cord at this moment running from his outlet on his garage to that house at 150. Now, how many times, you mean to tell me there's nothing you can do about this? They've got kids in there. I see a little 4 or 5 year old girl, a teenage girl, and they're there all night with no utilities. What is going on with this city? Are you going to do something about this before it's too late or not? You know, I've asked to have the city police patrol that area at night. They're not doing it. They don't have the manpower? Fine. Give up your dog park that you want to put in place. Spend money giving overtime to officers, hiring another officer. You don't need a dog park. Not when we got drugs rampant in this city. Come on, people. Get your priorities straight. Please, please. I do a Bible study every Tuesday night at the Iron County Jail. I know these guys. I know them all. Because they're in and out of jail constantly. How do they get around? They have no driver's license. They buy a four-wheeler, an ATV, unregistered. They drive around with that. What is the police doing about them? Are they monitoring these four-wheeler trails? No, they're not. I think we ought to be doing something. You know, that's how these guys get around. Put the pinch on them. Give the ticket for having cars with no plates, illegal plates, no insurance. Give them tickets so they can't stand it anymore. If they don't pay the tickets, put them in jail. Make them pay. Confiscate their vehicles. Make a law in this town. You made a law to open up four-wheelers to all the streets, which is, to my knowledge, to my way of thinking, is insane. You know, they shouldn't be running up and down the streets. They don't have all the legal requirements that the state requires to be on a public road. They don't use turn signals. They don't have brake lights hardly. They're a nuisance. They're loud. They're annoying. Let's do something, please. Thank you.
Could you restate your last name? I didn't quite catch it.
Henning.
What's it?
Henning.
Henning, thank you.
And I have a question too. I didn't catch the address that you were talking about.
150 East Southland Avenue.
Thank you. And I have a question. So you were here before?
Several
Yes.
times.
I can't remember the exact.
Late last summer, early fall,
Yeah, that's.
we turned them in on blight.
that was
And
my-
the city went in and cleaned it up, and that was great. I really appreciated that. But the biggest blame is the people who are going in and out of there.
I agree with you 100%. But at the last time you were with us, part of it was blight, and we acted on that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now,
And,
that's not the last time I was here.
okay,
I've been here about maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, with the same problem, with these people with no utilities going in and out of there in the middle of the night. You know,
no, your description has been accurate. Yeah. And then when you said the electric car from the neighbor's garage.
Tom Telepay.
So that was put illegally by the people in that.
yeah, they done it today.
yeah,
Tom just turned it into the police department.
okay.
He called me just 45 minutes ago. He was waiting for the police department to show up.
You know, when you presented this to us, you know, there's no question in my mind that we act on it. I don't know that we act on it. I don't know every way that we act on it, but I know that we are glad you're coming here, and we want it solved just like you want it solved.
Yeah. And I apologize for being a little hot-headed about it and
No, it's fine.
boisterous, but it's a serious problem in the city. And
Yeah, no, it is a serious problem, and I will tell you, on our street, Sunnyside, which is part of Margaret Drive.
not far from
You're right, we had two people in a house that were selling drugs, and people were buying drugs, and they were coming and going, and all, you know. And we as neighbors of these people saw everything that was going on. And my wife and I and my neighbors, we hated it. And we called, and the police said, you know, that eventually, so there was a drug overdose, and the ambulances were sent there, and then the police were able to come in, and the problem was finally solved. Now, I know for a fact that they were working on it the whole time.
And I'm sure they're probably working on
Right,
this.
and that's, we did not like the fact that we saw people day and night, day after day, and it took what it did. But the eventual outcome of it was that they're gone.
And they moved somewhere else.
No, we can't, unless somewhere else is prison. You know, so I just want to say that I, for one, and I know my fellow commissioners, we totally agree with what you're saying as far as this has to be stopped. And we always think that when you're here, you know, we knew the blight problem, that was taken care of. Now enforcement is sometimes something that takes longer because there might be overt or covert operations, I guess, something like that. So I'm just not sure. But I want you to know that when you come here, you're listened to, and we would like anyone that is dealing drugs in the city of Ireland, that the neighbors see, because the neighbors are right there. We would love that to be stopped tomorrow. So I'm hoping.
Well, you know, I'm here to maybe make suggestions to you that can help. Like, one of the things, if no utilities, can't you get the human services involved in this and maybe get this house condemned? You know, or at least have the police department lock it up so these people can't be coming and going in there. You know, and I'm not thinking of it just for myself, because I'm going to be moving into that property as soon as my place on Marquette Street sells. But for the rest of the neighbors there.
And you have your neighbors come here.
Yeah, and they put up with this for many years.
Right, each one of them testified to the fact that the situation is untenable and they want it corrected. So we know that. I'm just sorry that it's reached another point. I wish that it was.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other citizens wishing to address the commission or items not on the agenda? Moving on to old business, item G, discuss and consider adopting resolution number 017-019, approving the community development block grant involving local fund application for Jackwood Fabric Products 3 planning initiatives as reviewed and approved by the Regional Fund Approval Committee.
So this is the resolution that's required for the first public hearing that you had this evening. If you guys have any specific questions about it, I'd be happy to answer those, as well as Dale Cook is here to answer any questions. So that is pretty straightforward based on what the public hearing was and based on the project that's being applied for.
As long as the typo of Jackwood's was corrected.
Yeah, I corrected that earlier.
Thank you.
I can make a motion to approve the resolution as described in item G.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Seymour, second by Commissioner Corcoran to approve the resolution as described in item G. Any questions, discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mildred,
Yes.
Seymour,
Yes.
Sauer,
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yes. New business item H, discuss and consider waiving all other fees for the 2017 Ironwood Festival.
Thank you. Again, it's coming to be that time of year with the Ironwood Festival. We do have Will Corcoran and Keith here that are the co-chairs of the festival. And they have been standard practice to come. We have a vendor fee in our ordinance. Typically, we waive that to help festival and again financially, all the proceeds go back into their festival event. It's obviously a great event in the community. We love to have it. These guys and their volunteers and doing a great job. So I don't know if you guys want to touch base on that, maybe go a little more in on the event and anything else for the festival.
I guess we'll always have to say a few words. As Scott said, wherever we try and make roads clear after we pay our expenses, we try and put that to the festival. This year, we have received another increase on our liability insurance for those 4 days to over $2,000. So right now, our expenses for this year that we're looking at is going to be over $20,000. So any little bit that we can save for our vendors or on the fees that we could pay, we certainly appreciate that. We'll probably, we tried a couple of years ago, I know Scott and I and Paul and I talked about trying to go into the city's liability insurance, but when we tried to make the application, it was about a 12-page document that came back from the insurance company. It was just too cumbersome, too burdensome to complete. But somehow we've got to be able to come around the city or find a different carrier. Right now, we can go underneath the Historical Society, and like I say, it's over $2,000 a year. So we've got a great event planned. Will's done a great job putting everything together. We've got our last meeting tonight. You'll see the floor go up on Sunday. The tent will be up on Monday. The fun activity, the long hours, the long days start for the rest of next week. So anything new, we appreciate it. Any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Just one, 25th year?
It is.
25th year.
Yep.
What an amazing thing for the city of Miami.
Yep, and the Berkowitz family have done a wonderful job. I mean, some of you folks are older than me. You remember the Hiawatha days, and then those went away, and the Berkowitz family took it amongst themselves to start the Festival Ironwood. Rotary has been involved in many years. I don't think I've been involved in all 25 years, but I've been involved in many of them through the Rotary Club. I volunteer in the community and things like that. But it feels like Will volunteers about 200 years ago to do this thing, but it's worth it. People say, why do you do this? It's worth it to go downtown. It was nice. Just to see the community come forward, come downtown, something for us to do.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to grant the request for a special event lottery for 2016.
Second?
Yeah, I am. Right. Consider waiving the vendor fees for 2017.
Still second.
Yeah. Thank you.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Seymour to waive all vendor fees for the 2017 Ironwood Festival. Any questions or discussion?
Other than just to thank Keith and his silent partner and all the many, many volunteers that work on this event. I think it is probably the signature around the Ironwood. And thanks a lot, you guys.
Roll call vote, please.
Seymour,
Yes.
Sauer,
Yes.
Corcoran.
Yes.
Mildred.
Yes.
Virgil.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And discussion granting a request for a special event water rate for the 2017 Cleveland County Fair to be held August 24th and the 27th, 2017.
It's kind of along the same vein. The city does have a policy in place that allows you to consider requests for reduction of water rates for events, efforts that bring people to the community that are kind of community development oriented. And again, with the fair and other things, a lot of people in the area, the community for that whole week. And historically, the fair board has asked for a reduction in their water rate. We do allow a reduction for that event. And that's what they'd be asking the water rate at the track and some different things and use some water. It does help them out financially too. Their proceeds get rolled back into their event. And it's great. Lucky for us to have these events in the area.
I'll make a motion we grant this request of a special event water rate for the 2017 County Fair.
Motion by Commissioner Seymour, second by Commissioner Williams to grant the request for a special event water rate for the 2017 Cleveland County Fair. Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Tower,
Yes.
Corcoran,
Yes.
Mildred,
Yes.
Seymour,
Yes.
Birchall.
Yes. Item J, discuss and consider resolution number 017-020, a resolution for adopting MERS of Michigan defined benefit plan and regenerate division post July 1st, 2017.
Thank you. If you recall back in May, the City Commission ratified the union contract for our local ASME union. And at that same, well, included in that agreement were changes to the defined benefit pension plan for new hires effective 7/1/2017. Those changes were also made for non-union new hires after that same date. And so there's a reduction of multiplier from 2.25 down to 2%. So MERS requires a resolution to be adopted to reflect that change, to put that plan into effect. And so the resolution is created. Just a couple things to note about my attention by Mayor Birchall, thank you. A few check boxes that didn't come through when they were saved along with the packet. And so there's three of them. Just note on the first page, Karen, when you scroll up to the first page there, item number 2A, that is actually checked as part of this document. On page 2, item 3, to receive one level service credit, employee shall work 130 hours a month. That box should also be checked. And so the check marks come through the circles for some reason don't. To the fourth page, here, whenever the fourth page, one more. Right at the top, at the normal training page, that is age 60 for all of our workers here at the city. And the last box on this page, number 11, permitted service credit purchase estimates are permitted under our current plans. So a few of those didn't come through when they were saved. Apologize for that. If there's any questions regarding the resolution, we can answer those now. Again, the only change from our current open division is the multiplier numbers.
Does the union get to see all this paperwork as well?
It is a public document, so if they would, these provisions are also spelled out in the collective bargaining agreement as well. That this certain format is required by MERS.
I make a motion to approve the resolution as described in item J.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Seymour, seconded by Commissioner Corcoran to approve the resolution as described in item J. Any other questions or discussions? Roll call vote, please.
Corcoran,
Yes.
Mildred,
Yes.
Seymour,
Yes.
Tower,
Yes.
Birchall.
Yes. Thank you. Item K, mayor's appointment. I would like to recommend that we reappoint Bruce Orleman to the Parks and Recreation Committee.
Make a motion we approve the mayor's appointment to Parks and Rec.
Motion by Commissioner Seymour, seconded by Commissioner Tower to approve the mayor's appointment to Parks and Recreation. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item L, manager's report.
All right, thank you. Just a few items to touch base on. And again, we probably touched on this, but I think most of us were able to attend First Friday's event last Friday downtown. So again, that's off to Tom Bergman and Tim in the Community Development Office for brainstorming that and bringing that to fruition. And then they coordinated with the EIDA business folks, and as we saw, a lot of residents, get to enjoy that event. So again, they set a real high bar, so that's a good thing. And my understanding, Tom, is planning 2 more yet this summer.
Yeah, August, the first one in August and the first one in September. So we'll be planning on doing, continuing on, and then we'll reevaluate from there on what we want to do in the future.
So again, very successful, as I see the new ideas and new energy downtown. Kind of along the same lines, the farmers market, that's been in the works for a few years, and the community development has worked with that group very closely. And again, that's up and running. They started here 2 weeks ago, so it's every Friday from 4 to 6:30 p.m. for people. get a nice opportunity to come down and, a lot of different variety of vendors and some farm foods that are up there. So come down and check it out and see what they have. They have some really great pies and maybe homemade pies at that. Let me get out there first, too, guys. Limited number. A nice variety of things out there. As mentioned, we have Festival Ironman coming up. That's going to be July 19th through the 22nd. And again, you look at their list of events, and I mean, it's kind of hard to see this, but they have a whole bunch packed into 3 or 4 days down there. And that group works very hard. See them here at the Memorial Building, their planning group. They come here and do their planning, and it's a group of volunteers that really put a lot of their blood, sweat, and tears into it. And the event, like I said, we're lucky to have it, and lucky that we have volunteers that step up to make it happen. We do have a home closing coming up. We have the Phase 4 water and sewer project. The commission, we've been going through that over the last few months, actually a few years to get to this point, actually. We're getting close to turning dirt. So one of the final paperwork steps we have is a home closing. And that's going to be tomorrow over in Gladstone. So there'll be 5 of us traveling over there to sign all those documents. And then after that, the contractor has a green light to go forward. So we expect that we'll see Brooksville Construction start actual work. They've been mobilizing to the site, some other equipment and some materials coming out probably as soon as Wednesday we can get on the project. And we did have a public information meeting last week here at the Memorial Building, and there was some people impacted by the project and also the general notice of newspaper and videos.
Are they going to be working on both elements at the same time? The water line up to the well field and the area over by Sutherland, or are they going
what they explained to us is they're going to concentrate on the stuff in town, water and sewer, and they probably late fall, early winter start out on the water main, all over the township. And the idea of areas, they're going through some lower areas, and they want some of that area to freeze down, which will help them with construction. So they're anticipating the water line, that portion of the project out in the township to basically be early winter, middle winter to spare that. It makes it easier for them. I think it'd be harder in the winter, but for that particular location, they feel it's easier to actually winter. And again, we had a public information meeting last week, so again, if people have questions, we'll have inspectors in the field, and we invite people to contact us if there's any questions during the project. Another project that has moved forward, the City Commission had approved previously 8 demolitions of blighted properties, and 8 of those properties have been raised, so the buildings are down on all 8, and a lot of the final restoration has been completed. So the first 8 are essentially done, and Dennis and Jason and our planning department, community development are working together on getting the next 8 projects out for bid. And I believe the bid opening for the next date is July 18th, if I saw that. Yes. So there'll be another 8, maybe 9 more going out with that one. 8 with that. 8 with that one? Okay. And then they'll have the rest of the summer to take those 8 down. And then based on bids and what we have left in the grant, hopefully next year we get a few more down there also. So again, nice efforts there, and it really does improve the neighborhood to see when it's not apple taken out of the barrel, and it does help the rest of the neighborhood substantially. City Commission had previously approved a contract with Brooksville Construction on the business route from town in Douglas. That's going to be overlaid by DOT, Commission for Transportation. We had 2 sanitary manholes that had issues and some piping that we found had collapsed. So Brooksville came in very promptly and made the repairs, and the streets are now patched. You can see the PR is still closed for the moment. We'll open it up tomorrow morning. The patches maybe they're just like a patch pool, if you will, so there's a bit more up here. So right away in the morning, that each road will be lifted, and then we're ready for the DOT. And DOT is looking at, I believe it's right away in August. August, wait till after the festival, and then get their contract ready to start working on it now. So we'll get date specific and let you know what that is, but it'll be coming up shortly. And another project that was final here just recently is the Iron Primary Library Facade Project. Again, that was for the grant and efforts of the library, and that has been completed. Field Construction did that, and final little punch list work has been completed. So the library is finalizing the paperwork on that, and you'll see a final application come to you probably at one of the next meetings to finalize that project. And you also see activity around town starting next week, Bob, for leak detection?
Monday.
Monday? You want to touch on that, what that means?
We have a company coming in from Ohio Monday. We're going to meet with the water crew. We're going to have a couple of maps. We're going to have one guy go with them. We can act in 2 weeks. We're going to do an initial assessment of computers off the hydrants and the main valves. He's going to do the whole city. That's going to take about 2 or 3 days. The problem areas he gets off of the computers, then he can go back and focus on the problem areas. Since I've been here, we've never done the cemetery, and there's some other areas of town where we've never done, but we're going to do the whole city, including the 16-inch main out to the pump station. Once they're complete with that, they're going to have a separate contract with the township, but it's week and a half or 2 weeks. So it'll be next week and then the following week. And you're not going to notice them. It's going to be one of our guys and him and fucking listening devices. And if needed, they'll go in at night, because if the traffic is heavy and stuff.
Could you just re-explain what they're going to be doing? I don't understand.
They have these listening correlators that they'll put on a fire hydrant, and they might put it on a main valve a half a block away, and they're able to listen to any water flow in between. If they hit a busy area early in the morning, they'll have a little pinpoint which house is taking a shower, so they might go in a certain area at 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning. But no hydrant flushing, nothing like that.
So what it does is generates basically, if there's a leak in a water service or a water leak that we can't see, it's a big leak, it usually comes to the surface and we see it and repair it. These smaller leaks aren't always visible. So they can be leaking for years and we never know about it. So this company can come through with the sensitive listening equipment they have, pinpoint leaks. And essentially what they'll do is generate a report for us and say, you know, here's the leaks that we found. And then our public works, water department will all go in and dig those leaks and fix them. Otherwise, there's no way to, find them, have them from them. So the only proactive way to do it, with all the work we've done is basically tighten up our, cost of water. That we've had in the past. So we're looking forward to this, and it should be some good information for us to respond to. Jerry, just a quick report. You said I had that. That was the last one I remember.
I don't know, any other members?
I guess we talk about what Scott said. I think the first Friday is that went over wonderful. So thank you for everybody who's involved in that. I ended up talking to some of the business owners, and they were just pleasantly surprised with the people out and about. And I think Bruce over the theater said there was over 200 people that visited the theater. So I think it's a great start that we have people who are willing to try different events, get things going, get everyone mad. Citizens were out and about talking, and they enjoyed it. So thank you to everybody for that. That's all.
I just like to piggyback on that. I just thank you, not only the organizers, but all our community members, and little ones, older ones, and I understand myself, a lot of wonderful city staff there as well, with people, because just like at theater events, people can plan events and work hard to do that, but you gotta have your audience and a lot of people to come, so I was just tickled at the turnout as you mentioned, so thank you. Thank you to our whole community for supporting that, and let's keep supporting everything. Any other members?
Sure, I'd add that same thing, and I'd add the fact that everything that's been upgraded and built in the last dozen years is all contributing to that. So you walk downtown, you start off at the Depot Park, you can walk there on the Iron Belt Trail, you go to a dozen area businesses that are open and enjoy food, drink, shopping, music on Main Street, the theater, and even the upgraded parking lots. The upgraded parking lots. At one time were a bone of contention with people. They said, why? But now we see why, because the parking lots are beautiful with the trees in them and the lights, and they all contribute to a wonderful Friday night here. It all came together. So wonderful job.
I had to use that parking lot on Wednesday after the 4th of July. I went and had lunch downtown and could not find a place to park on the street, so I had to use one of our parking lots.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session to discuss the city manager's review.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Perkins, seconded by Commissioner Steele to enter closed session at 6.
Milburn?
Yes.
Siegel? Sauer? Corcoran? Yes.
I think.